اه 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 فلسطيني يا ابن اللحمة. فيك نتلات لحمة، مفيش كلام بيمرجحنا، احنا الدماغ بتسوحنا، دماغ بلدنا برطع فيها، نعلي صوت الأرض نبنيها، نحطه فيك لو شفناك فيها، شباب أمريكا الكل هريها، صحتنا فيك وفي الشحنة، الأرض أرض اسمع سحبة، قلوبكم مرة قلوب كحبة، المحنة لو يوم المحنة.
Who doubted us to make money this past week? Who? Let them know that we fucking cashed out, baby. That's how we do it. What's good? How we doing? Boom. Hope you retired your mother last week. Hope you told your father that you're not a failure. And I hope to God this week you buy that fucking house you've always wanted. Last week, we went crazy. SMCI, 600,000%. Where was it talked about? Who was bullish on it these past 2 months? Who was bullish on it last week? Me! Who told you we were getting all-time highs? Me! Who played it? Me! Who made $25,000 on Friday? Me! And I gave it to you. Here. Right here. From my humble abode. Pay attention. Shit's about to get absolutely wiggy. Dive right into it, ladies and gentlemen. These are the earnings that we have this week. Extremely important, right? You have some big names on this sheet, and this one specific sheet could provide so much movement in the market. When it comes to airlines, as of recently, airlines have been getting pummeled, right? We have seen Spirit Airlines decline 60% in one trading session, all because of a blocked merger deal. Then we saw Dave Portnoy say, hey, I'm buying here. And then the next minute, they drop news and it ends up dying even more. However, it saw a massive recovery. And with that massive recovery, we saw people make a lot of money, people lose a lot of money, everything in between. That's not important. Fuck those people. What is important is that we do have some United Airlines. We have some earnings from them. Logitech, not really that big, honestly. The bigger ones, RTX, Raytheon Technologies, right? Fuck them, honestly. Coming from me personally, fuck Raytheon. I really don't care. However, there has been a fuck ton of war these past couple years, especially the events that took place on the 7th of October. And obviously they provide weaponry and stuff like that, right? So look for them to be trading very weirdly this week, along with Lockheed Martin. I mean, they are always, whenever war happens, everybody gets super bullish on these, which obviously makes sense because that's how they make their money. Nonetheless, look out for these. Netflix. We have seen insane moves on Netflix. 2 years ago, what year is it? So either 2 or 3 years ago, I played Netflix ER. I had the 250 put. That 250 put at $50 ended up selling for like 5,000 at the peak. Something crazy like that. So there is obviously a massive, there's a 12% implied move. So there's a massive chance that, with Netflix trading at about 500, that we see a $70 move about that to the upside or to the downside. I don't really play earnings anymore. I'd rather just play the day after. It makes the most sense to me. And then we do have Tesla earnings this week, which honestly, from there, brings me into, let me check if there's anything else here that I really care about. We do have a lot of bank earnings too. Nothing that I would say is absolutely insane though. So really look out for Tesla, Netflix, You know, T-Mobile and Verizon also, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and United Airlines, maybe. That's really all that I'm personally looking for. But if we go and we actually do take a look at Tesla, we see that we are in a wedge, right? We're in a descending wedge, rather. Tesla has been getting killed since we hit this in, December. Just a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago at this point, I think. Yeah, like 23, 24 days from today. So from there, we have been trying to come back up. Bulls have tried with this name a multitude of times within the past couple weeks and just have not been able to pull through. And obviously, we came down to a level right before 200. I mean, 200 is that psych level, right? Eventually, we will probably see that be tested. However, we do need to see that hold. Now, if we don't hold this 207.77, I would like to short for, an easy short right here. I think that would be the most ideal into that 205 area. And then over 212.73 with a retest, as you can see, we have rejected this, right? This was support, and then we just rejected it. So we need to get over this, and then I think we can have a healthy push to that 217. But we do need to break this and retest. Obviously here, as you can see, when we decided to retest, we ended up pushing to the upside, right? So this has to be one of the main levels in the coming weeks, especially in this coming week, rather, especially as we have earnings this week. So that's what I would look for. A short below 207.77 and a long above 212.73. And this 212.73 would then take us to this 217.18 level, right? And then possibly into that 219, 220 area. That's what I would be looking for a bounce. Underneath 207.77, I'm looking for, this 205 area, 204 area. Below that, I'm looking for 200. I'm not really looking for anything else. I'm not really interested in anything else. Maybe this 202 area, as I do remember seeing this level hold actually recently. So if not there, then 200. That's like what I'm looking for exactly. As there should be a lot of dip buyers around this 200 level. Nonetheless, the risk to reward on this name right now is relatively great, honestly. I think this is a really good opportunity. Obviously never financial advice, I guess, but this is a really great opportunity for Tesla to end up making its move back to the upside. And also, they ended up giving employees bonuses this past quarter. And I personally don't believe that they would be giving out bonuses if the company was not doing and outperforming at that, if it was not doing great, right? So that's personally what I think. Again, if not, that 200 break would be nasty. I mean, I think that 200 break should send us right back to this 190 level, truthfully. If it doesn't hold, then that would be where I would see it going. So that's kind of what I'm looking for on Tesla. Nothing incredibly crazy. Maybe if earnings is great, actually, let's say maybe we get 230 from here, that's always a possibility too. We get this 233 area. It's always a big possibility. So bad earnings, under 200, it's done. I mean, we'll see a really, really heavy, healthy bounce somewhere. But under 200, especially on earnings, is not going to be pretty. That would be a very, very, very violent move. So that's kind of just what I'm looking for on Tesla. We got a metric fuck ton of ideas this week, boys and girls. But like I said, we were going to use this as one of the bigger indicators for us as to whether or not we were going to go long and absolutely fuck the bears in their asses, or if we were going to go short and join the bears in fucking asses. So, obviously, if you couldn't already tell, based off of what happened this past week, we completely ripped. The market went absolutely insane. And I know I say absolutely insane all the time, but when I say it, I put some fucking emphasis on it. It's like putting salt on some steak. You want that acid on it, so that way when you eat it, you're like, I feel that shit. You know what I mean? Anyway, we're going to continue to use SQQQ as our indicator for the coming days and the coming weeks, especially as we head into earnings season. And I will throw up we'll go over what earnings are this week. And we have a fuck ton of earnings this week. So, am I looking for a bounce on SQQQ? Yes. Yes, I am. To say the least, yes, I am. I mean, since when is this? When is this? The end of October? When the market bottomed in the end of October, or like bottomed? I mean, we literally have not stopped. There has not been a time where we stopped. Obviously, we're gonna have bounces in the market, or rather rejections, and we're gonna have downside in the market because we do have to cool off. We're obviously gonna have that. But SQQQ, I mean, is literally pissing the bed. There's nothing here. There's literally nothing here. This is like when SpongeBob and Patrick were in the movie, when they were just traveling and looked down into the abyss. That's what is there. There's literally fucking nothing. So we can continue to keep going. Who knows what could happen? But continue to use this as your indicator as to whether or not we are going to continue higher. We're going to continue higher, surprise, or we're going to, go lower. And this will be one of the indicators that you should use. If we get a good bounce here, we should see some good downside in the market. Nvidia right now is trading over 600. A year and a half ago, Nvidia was at 108, I think. We had shares at 126, and we just broke 600. I mean, the market eventually will need to cool off. But for right now, continue to look for this, finding its death. And I mean continuously finding its death. So no specific levels, nothing like that. We tried to see if a pattern would hold. A pattern wouldn't even fucking hold. So now we're just falling. And, we're free falling at this point. So just look for the bounces here. Look for the rejections here. And we should see a higher market or a lower market. It's literally that simple. But do not overcomplicate it. Another stock that continues to make all-time highs is Meta. And I mean, literally has not stopped since its low, right? Back in October of 2022. What was the low? Let's April 2023. Oh my goodness, look how ugly this chart is. $88. Meta was trading at $88, and everybody was more bearish on it than they were ever. And then you have this massive earnings gap. Boom. Got straight to the upside, even though they lost a lot of money. I don't want to talk about it. I lost money on that. They went insane. So that brings us to where we're at now, right? What do I see? I mean, I really just want to see a lot of these levels get retested. 382.55, I'd like to see that hold. 380 level, I would like to see that hold. If that doesn't hold, then we should see this 377 level. This should be a relatively important level. This 378, 377 level should be relatively important. If not there, then 372 and then 369, 370 area. So that would give us a 15-point move to the downside. To the upside, I mean, from here, again, we would need a retest of this 382.55 in order for us to get this 383.96. And then this 383.96 just continues to go into price discovery. I really don't know where it would go from here. But this is where I would look to continue to long, honestly, is this 384.50, as this thing has just been a monster. And especially because the market has also been on an absolute tear. There's no reason why Meta wouldn't be on a tear either. So keep this one on your watch. We're going to go into price discovery mode, but that price discovery mode will come with extremely violent moves if we end up getting new all-time highs. So just look for that. All of these levels to the downside, and then just price discovery to the upside. There's not really any levels that I could provide. Everybody and their mother in the FinTwit atmosphere is talking about Roku and talking about how this looks like one of the best setups on the market, everything in between, right? Honestly, does have a really good setup. It looks absolutely beautiful. There is no reason why it should not continue to go higher, right? And at least retest the downtrend. I mean, or this 88.43 level. Like, this would be a massive level to break and retest in order for this downtrend to be broken, truthfully. Which would be it would be really, really, really violent. And that would work out extremely well for this type of setup, which is entirely possible. So with that being said, what would I like to see? I would like to see a retest of this 88.43 level, or even a break above and then a retest of it, and then a breakout into this, not into this 96 for sure, not that fast, into possibly this 92 area. Let's say this 90 area, as that would probably be a big area in which there's, you know, a lot of sellers present as we push into that resistance, right? Above that, though, I mean, I would not discount that 96 level. 96 level is super strong. We broke through it here, and this was last ER, Wednesday, November 1st. We had a giga gap up from 57 to 67. We had a 10-point move, which is massive for this name, right? So yeah, we're just in a downtrend. We're in a wedge, and this break of this wedge would be absolutely beautiful and could take us right back to this 96 area, which I think is where there will be a ton of liquidity grabs and distribution in order for us to have a big rejection here. But I definitely do think that a 10-point move from here is possible to the upside. To the downside, I would like to short under this 81 level. As you can see, you know, we've tried to hold, we break down, we reject, we break up, we try to hold, we fall down, we don't hold, we fall, we break above, we run. So this would be the area in which I would be looking to short, is this 81 level. From this 81 level, possibly into this 79 level, 79.50 level. That's what I would personally be looking for on Roku.